Tikka Masala, your own cybersecurity podcast, a podcast that keeps CIOs and CISOs ahead with latest cyber threats and news. So today's just few minute podcast will cover all the cyber threats and news of last week. Yes, now no need to toggle from one website to another or read through various email or WhatsApp messages. And what's more exciting is that you have to stand a chance to win exciting gifts every week. So let's begin. Let's now talk about recent cyber attacks that came to light. Black-white ransomware attacks target US critical infrastructure, according to a joint advisory released by the FBI and US Secret Service. Black-white has targeted Windows system of various US and foreign businesses, including the Super Bowl attacks in which the San Francisco 49ers became the victims of a black-white attack that temporarily disrupted the NFL's team corporate ID network on Super Bowl Sunday. The release advisory further provides technical details, IOCs, and mitigation steps to help organizations stay protected from the group's attack. Google Chrome emergency update fixes zero-day exploited in attacks. Google has released Chrome 98 for Windows, Mac, and Linux to fix a high-severity zero-day vulnerability used by threat actors in attacks. The vulnerability is tracked as CVE 0609. MFA fatigue attacks O365. Users tricked into allowing device access due to overload of push notifications. Multi-factor authentication fatigue is the name given to a technique used by advisories to flood a user's authentication app with push notifications in the hope they will accept and therefore enable an attacker to gain entry to an account or device. The hackers are actually targeting Office 365 users with a spare of MFA fatigue attacks, attacking victims with 2FA push notifications to trick them into authenticating their login attempts. This usually happens because the user is distracted by the notifications. So please ensure to educate your users about such attacks. Croatian phone carrier, Even Havaska, data breach impacts 200,000 clients. The type of the information that has been accessed includes full names, personal identification numbers, physical addresses, and the telephone numbers. However, company emphasizes that the information of bank cards or online accounts has not been compromised, as the access database didn't contain these details. It must be noticed that Even Havaska is a strategic partner of Vodafone, whose Portugal region suffered a very disrupted cyber attack a week ago that led to disruption of 4G and 5G data services. In fact, strategic partners sometimes share the online infrastructure, but in this case, the connection seems unlikely. Even though it cannot be completely ruled out, the incident doesn't appear to have affected Even Havaska's services or operation. So it's looked like a case of unauthorized access to a database, either through a misconfiguration or stolen credentials. Europe's biggest car dealer, Emil Frey, hit by high ransomware attack. The FBI, National Security Agency, and Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre, and the Australian Cybersecurity Centre released a warning about growing wave of increasingly sophisticated ransomware attacks poses a threat to a critical infrastructure and organizations around the world. Mizuno, a Japanese sports equipment and sportswear company, hit by ransomware attack delaying orders. This cyber attack leads to significant business disruption, including phone outages, delays in shipping products, and website issues. It is still not known which ransomware gang is behind the attack. Cyber attack on Horror Plaza hotels in Hong Kong exposes personal data of more than 1.2 million guests. Office of the Privacy Commissioner for Personal Data launches investigation into illegal access of several databases for room reservations. Now let's focus on some of those cyber news that are of importance. VMware has released a patch for a high severity vulnerability affecting the NSX data center for vSphere network virtualization product. The vulnerability is tracked as CVE 22945 and it has a CVSS score of 8.8. The flaw could allow a remote attacker to execute arbitrary operating system commands as root. VMware patched the vulnerability in NSX data center for vSphere with the release of version 6.13. Cloud Foundation is also impacted, but a fix has yet to be released. Cisco Email Security Appliance is affected with a high severity denial of service DOS vulnerability that has been exploited using specifically crafted emails. The flaw, tracked as CVE 20653, affects the DNS-based authentication of named entities. Email verification component of Cisco Async OS software for ESA. It can be exploited remotely with authentication. So if your enterprise is also using Cisco Email Security Appliance, it is important to update the patch quickly. Intel released software and firmware updates to address 18 high-severity vulnerabilities. Since Intel chips are used by many computer vendors, including HPE, they also released advisories to inform their customers about some of the vulnerabilities affecting Intel hardware. Critical vulnerabilities in Zabex's web frontend allow authentication bypass, code execution on servers. Since Zabex is used in many enterprises as their monitoring software, it becomes even more important. So quickly upgrade all instances of Zabex web frontend to 4.0 and above. High severity RCE security bug reported in Apache Cassandra database software. The vulnerability is tracked as CVE 44521 with CVSS score of 8.4 and the versions 3.0 and above requires to be quickly updated. Multiple vulnerabilities have been discovered in Adobe Commerce and Magento open source, the most severe of which could allow for remote code execution. In fact, last week also, more than 500 e-commerce sites running Magento 1 were breached. Please remember, Adobe is not supporting Magento 1 since June 30, 2020. So if you're still using one, upgrade it quickly. New WordPress plugin leaks millions of personal information and immediate update is suggested. The attack starts with the WordPress heartbeat function. The attackers need to send a specifically crafted heartbeat request containing a updraft plus parameter. This new vulnerability allows anyone, even sub-level subscribers, to create a valid link. This will allow them to acquire backup files. So please immediately update for these vulnerabilities. Hey, so here we go. Here's a chance of winning an amazing gift. As you know, to win the gift, you just have to like and make some encouraging comment on this podcast post. Your feedback is really important to us. After all, this cybersecurity podcast is your own, and we would make all the best efforts to incorporate your feedback to make it more relevant to you. So please like and comment to encourage us. And the best of the encouraging comment will win an amazing gift. Please do not forget to subscribe or follow us on any of the social platforms. So see ya on the next Magnetic Monday.